in our case, right, they didn't have anything to go against because we stayed in channels. We went to the inspector generals, we went to the intelligence committees. We did, as Feinstein said, all the proper channels. So we stayed there for 7 years, and so at the end, they manufactured evidence against us. And they put it in affidavits. That was a big mistake. So now, and somebody felt so bad about it, what they were doing, that they gave us a copy of the draft indictment. But I had already assembled all the evidence to prove malicious prosecution on the part of the Justice Department, and I threatened them with it, and they ran like chickens. And that was the end. I've never heard of it since then.
And that's what they are. They're cowards.
Yeah.
They're career cowards.
I mean, when you expose the sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Yep.
And when you do that, these people run scared.
Yep.
Well, it's good that there was a whistleblower who helped you. I mean, people within these agencies should be very concerned because they're essentially you guys. And if the agency turns inward on them, I think they would want someone exposing the indictment.
Well, I didn't. That was somebody in the DOJ, but that came in afterward, after we threatened them and they ran. So then they said, well, gee, look at what they're doing. So they sent it through by Pogo or somebody, and we got it through that grapevine. But the point was they raided us, took all our material, destroyed our business, right? But we recovered the material afterward because we're always backed up. If you know who you're up against, I expected them to attack us with through an active attack in the computer.
Sure.
I didn't expect them to physically do that because, we didn't do anything, So, but they wanted to get intellectual property too, which we never put in paper or on the computer. So they got nothing. So, but the point was that they had multiple reasons to do that. Vendetta because NSA, we complained about the fraud, waste, corruption at NSA, and the Inspector General found that everything we said was true. Department of Defense Inspector General did the investigation for 2.5 years and finally published in 2005. We complained in 2002, came out in 2005 and said, yep, everything we said was true. And this was under Hayden, okay? That was all
one
this
of the
corruption.
worst of them all.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But Mueller was the FBI guy at the time, so he helped manage all this attack on us. Also, I helped manage some of his FBI agents. Also, put in the sworn affidavit to get the warrant. They put in lies in there to get it, and this was I can't remember the guy's name. It'll come to me later. But at any rate, I know the guy's name, Paul Marek. That's it. A special agent, Paul Marek. He was the guy who signed the affidavit with lies in it, and we knew it was a rush job because it was the second day after Gonzalez's testimony to the Senate Judiciary Committee about the terror surveillance programs, things we were complaining about, them spying on U.S. citizens and all that, as well as the corruption, fraud, waste, and abuse in NSA and others. Of course, it led to others; they were part of it too. So. Yeah, I knew it was a setup, and so when the agents were there searching through our home, I said, I had to ask them, I said, did somebody outside the FBI tell you to come here and do this? And of course I knew I hit the nail right on the head because the body language from every agent just said, they all kind of backed off. It's like when you catch your kid with his hand in a cookie jar. That's what I did. And these guys all looked to Marek to answer because Marek was the only one, he was the only one who was cleared for the programs they wanted to silence us on. That was the Stellar Wind domestic spying program, which is still going on. That's the one they're still trying to protect. That's why you don't hear about NSA, you hear about CIA and FBI. Let's push those guys out front, let them take the flak, keep this real program hidden so that the public never knows, but we'll have all the data and information on everybody so we can control the entire population. Okay, that's the whole point. So at any rate, that's what they were doing, and that's the reason they're trying to keep it still hidden. And so all the cover-up is being done by the intelligence committees as well.
Yeah,
wow,
that's right.
So you've just said something that put a chill through this whole room. That control the entire population.
That's right.
That's underway right now.
That has been for quite some time.
People
they went
realize
after the Tea Party with the IRS using this program. They went after the Occupy Wall Street people. They went after Elliot Spitzer to stop going for the bankers, right? They had to get rid of him. They used this data to do it. Mueller and the FBI and Alexander and NSA, right? And then they used it against Whistleblowers for sure, but also the Jim Rosen, the Associated Press. You have to silence anybody in the press that's going to report anything that you don't want reported. This is how the CIA basically has more tentacles to control the press, and that's been, and that's what Casey said back in the 80s. He said, you know, when virtually all of the things being reported are false, you'll know we've succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, we were all up on the 7th floor. As a matter of fact, the funniest thing ever happened to me was my boss let me sit in Casey's chair and watch fly fishing videos because he found out that I was a fly fisherman. I'm like, man, it didn't get much better than this. But that rascal was doing things bad things that none of us even knew, and I was stationed in his house, clean up all the documents he left all over the place. And he's out there doing with the Saudi prince. Remember the car bombing killed 94 women and children at a girls' school because they screwed the whole thing up? No one ever heard about that. That number of people died, and that's the kind of stuff that was going on. You only knew if you were in the certain compartment they were pulling this stuff, and that's how Brennan has gotten away with most of what he's done, because at his level and his connections with the FBI, and this little cabal has been being groomed for probably, I think Comey has been a Hillary Clinton fixer for at least 20 years. So they've built this little, you know, some people call it the shadow government, the deep state, whatever. Is that a conspiracy theory? No. I mean, in one of my briefings, I proved that they manipulate Congress, the CIA does specifically. Constantly, without withholding clearances, blacking out information.
If I can interrupt you on that point for 1 second. I challenged a Democratic member of the Senate Intelligence Committee for not helping me when he knew I was innocent and he didn't help me. And his response was so telling. He said, it takes all my energy just to not lose my security clearance.
Yeah.